Following the meeting that David, the publisher, had with Sarah, the artwork owner, David realises that he's got to do a lot of work in order to convince Sarah and others to get behind this project. It essentially means that he's going to have to do a feasibility assessment. He's going to have to assess the business model, the finances, the structure, the technology, the team that has to be put together in order to make a website and a related app.
My name is Sydney. I'm a venture investor. I've recently been contacted by a publisher who's got access or the rights to a collection of artwork relating to Australian birds. He now wants to turn this into a web and mobile application. I'm a little bit concerned and not sure whether I'm going to invest in this project. Not sure if they've got the right team. They don't have any web development experience, and more importantly, I'm concerned about how they're going to make money from this venture.
Good morning, Sydney. Looking at producing a web app and a website for one of our publications that it's been a bestseller for many years. And I come from the print background, so I know a little bit about websites, only through use predominantly. So I need to do some scoping on this, but I'm looking for an investor to come on board because it's going to be quite a big job pulling this together, because it needs to be multimedia and it needs to offer some things that are going to make it very attractive to a new market. Are you interested in investing in a project like this?
Tell me the big idea as quickly as you can.
Okay.
What's the big idea?
Well, the idea is that we have a successful publication with a very strong brand internationally. What we'd like to do is pull that material into the digital world, add to that video, sound, interactivity where bird watchers, and we're going for a serious bird market, we're going for people who love birds. And so they're going to demand things like maps of bird migration patterns or where these birds live in the world. There's a lot of development there that needs doing. We're going to need to write some editorial. But on the whole, I think there's nothing that's quite like it out there that comes from a base of such a solid existing publication.
Okay, I get the concept. That's pretty interesting. On the one hand, you're in a good position because you've got a bunch of people who already buy your products. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, I appreciate your upfront and honesty about this, that you guys have no experience in doing apps or web businesses. So what do you know about the web business? What kind of plans have you done in relation how you're going to tackle this project?
Well, we have looked at other apps and websites out there. As publishers, I suppose the role of a publisher is really a project manager to pull ideas together. So in a way, it's no different to what we do. We find the right people that have the right experience to work with us to produce this item.
And the whole bunch of features that you were talking about, which are pretty cool, how did you get to those features? Yeah. Have you actually done any market validation with your existing customers?
No.
That says you're going to...
Not with our existing customers.
Okay.
What we looked at were competitive books out there that go into more of a mapping area.
You've got people sitting right under your nose. They're going to give you great insight. So one of the first things I'll get you to do is go back and talk to people, talk to customers, and get their feedback in terms of would they value this kind of app? Because your next question, which I'm sure you don't have the answer for, is how are you going to price this? How are you going to make money? Yeah. So if you haven't thought about the features, I don't think you probably have.
I need to get a full proposal in from this developer that gives us the costing on it. So then we know what we're up for, and then work out a price point from there.
You've got a few things to worry about here. One is in terms of the feature set. If you go to the developer, he will take you for a great ride, right? Because it is in his best interest to just time and materials. The longer the project, the better it is. So you need to be crystal clear on what it is that you want him to develop. And before you can be crystal clear, you need to actually validate that with a customer base, a prospect base, to actually prove the hypothesis. Because I, as an investor, I'm going to look at this and say, how big is the market? What do you have that's unique? And what evidence is there of traction? Anyone can come up with an idea, and anyone can bang together a website. The question is, can we get the target audience to come to our site, use our site, and the site for it, or the product, or the app for it to be sticky? Sure. That we want them living and breathing in this, and we want them evangelizing about this product. So I think you've got a little bit of homework to do before coming back, and then there'll be a whole other bunch of questions around your go-to-market. But I think the first primary question is, who's the customer, and will they actually value what you're proposing here?